Gambler recap. Qualified first, finished first, won the freaking championship. Are you kidding me, dude? Perfect event after all the crap that I had to go through the past 2 weeks. Like, that is insane. So anyway, it feels really good to be holding this trophy right now, as well as the series championship trophy. And could not have done it without my team, my partners, Stack, Moroso, Fuel Lab especially. Huge shout out to you all. Just to recap why this round was so difficult, my FDRX7 blew the differential completely out the back. I'm not going to be repairable in a week. I had to pivot and decided to go get my 86 from Jerry's shop down in Atlanta. Unfortunately, that's a 10.5-hour drive one way from the DC area, which is where I'm from. Turned it around the next day, came all the way back. It was a journey just to get to the track, as it sometimes can be. And then when we got to the track, it was raining like all day. Super tricky conditions, because even though it was consistent, there were definitely some parts of the track that were like ice, and then some parts that had a lot of grip. Basically, that concrete pad had a lot of grip, but then you would get into some of those turns and there would be nothing there. So really tricky to navigate. Luckily, it did stay consistent all day. So once you understood where the like spots were, it was fairly predictable to navigate the rest of the event. So how we got here: round one at the stadium at Englishtown, I won the event. Round 2 and 3 at the road course, finished second to Trevor Root, which meant that we were neck and neck going into the last round. At qualifying, he was 3 points ahead of me. And because I qualified first, I knew that going into the battles, we were tied. So I really just had to finish ahead of him wherever he placed, and I would have secured the championship. With that being said, I of course wanted to take it to the top of the box, as always, but it was not easy. Went against a first-time competitor at the Gambler. Really awesome to see. He made a really great effort, and I hope to see him back out next year. The top 8, one of the most challenging battles I had of the weekend was definitely against Connor O'Sully. So he and I have gone at it twice before. I came out on top both times at the stadium, but we were both in different cars. We were both in our secondary cars, not our primary cars. And then at this round, we were both in our Formula Drift cars. So really cool to be able to battle him, you know, toe-to-toe, mano-a-mano with our Formula Drift machines. We ended up having such a close battle in the first set of runs that we ended up going one more time. I knew I just wanted to keep it consistent in the lead, and then in the chase, I definitely wanted to turn it up. Fun fact, my radio was not working during this round, so I ended up having to just kind of guess and drive my hardest without pushing too hard and making a mistake in the chase. So we ended up getting the win. Super fun battle. Really loved driving with Connor. On the top 4, we had a battle with Mike Knapp a couple years ago. He definitely beat me in the road course when I was in my S14, and he was in his 1 Series BMW. Had a really good lead run. I didn't really pay too much attention to what he was doing back there on the chase. I just knew I wanted to be aggressive. On the last turn, I think he had some axle bolts shear or fall off or something, and he almost came to a complete stop and gave him a little love tap, but no major damage. We ended up getting the win. Now the finals, that was really, really tough. We ended up doing 3 sets of runs, so 1 regular battle and then 2 one more times with this French-Canadian driver, Langlois, in an E46, which had an LS swap, I think. So apparently he is an ice racer, very used to challenging track conditions. It just kind of came down to who made the least mistakes after we did 3 sets of runs, and I ended up taking the win. Just to recap the season, first off, I just want to have a huge shout out to Stack, Moroso, and Fuel Lab for being my centered partners this year, and could not have done it without you all. And then of course my team for making sure the car was the best that it could be at every single round, whether that was a Formula Drift round or Etown Gambler. So that is the conclusion to my 2024 competitive season, but still have several more events to attend the rest of the year, and really looking to bring up the heat for next year in both Formula Drift, Pro Spec, and the Gambler series. So until next time, I'll see you soon.